What's up, y'all? I had to make a part 2 to Christians who are not voting in this election because of Donald Trump, because I had a lot to say and that first video got real long. And like I said before, I know I'm finna take a lot of heat for this. I know I'm finna lose a lot of friends, but once again, I don't care. I don't care. The truth has got to be spoken, whether people like it or not. Here we got Christians putting their mouth on this man, slamming Donald Trump, simply because what they done heard somebody else say, or what they done heard in the liberal news media. They done drink the poison and they deceived. And they won't stand, they won't vote, they won't stand with this man simply because they have a personal problem or whatever. It's a combination of things, I think it is, with Christian people from what I'm seeing. But the bottom line, period, is that this man is willing to die for this country, lay down his life, put his life in danger. He got to wear a bulletproof vest. His family done receive threats. At any point in time, he could have dropped out of this election and said, you know what, I'm taking my family and I'm going to go buy an island and I'm going to go move to that island. Bye. He could have did that, but he did not. You got a man that's willing to fight. He's willing to fight. He's willing to fight. Let me tell you something. God has put Christians, he has put the church here, not to sit there and just clap our hands in church on Sunday morning, but to fight, but to fight, but to fight. Hold back evil, restrain evil. God has put the church here to occupy. And the rebuke should have really came from the church. The rebuke should have really came from the people of God. But much of the people of God are afraid. We are afraid to stand up to say what's right. We are afraid. And here we got a man that's representing us, that's representing this country, and he realizes, let me tell you something. A lot of Christians are talking about they don't like Donald Trump. Let me tell you something. Donald Trump, say what you want to say about him, but he knows, I think he knows more about what's going on than the church. He's more awake than God's people. He knows what is going on. These liberals, these God-hating Democrats, liberals, are literally trying to push this antichrist, God-hating, anti-American agenda off on the American people. And we sitting back here being lazy, using that chapter from Matthew 24 when Jesus talked about the end times and talked about wars and all kind of stuff that Jesus was naming. We sit back and we use that and we say, well, no matter who's president, things is going to get worse. Well, it's definitely going to get worse if the church don't do its job. Don't do its job and restrain evil, hold back evil. Because I'm going to tell you, a lot of this mess that's going on in this country is because of the people that are in power. The wicked people who are in power. And we sit back and we say, well, God is in control. No, we are in control. We have been blessed with a privilege to vote in this country and to pick people who rule over us. And if we get the wrong people, get these idiots out of office by voting them out and standing up. See, this nation was founded on Christian principles, on the Bible. Our God made this nation great. All these people in this country that call themselves Christians, if we would all stand up in this election and stand with Donald Trump, there won't be nothing that them liberal devils, them Democrats, can do but hand us our country back. It won't be nothing that they can do. They won't be able to steal this election. But you got Christian people sitting back not voting. And God is taking notes. You better believe it. God is watching you. And he's taking notes. Remember, not everybody that says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only those who do the will of my Father. And I'm not saying that works is how you're going to get into heaven. What I'm saying is, if you don't care about what God cares about, you think God going to let you into heaven? And you didn't care nothing about what he cared. God cares for this nation. It was him that made this nation great. This nation is in a lot of trouble because it has forgot the God of the Bible. That's why this nation is in so much trouble. But if we get the right people in office and vote the right people and get the right people in power, we can turn this nation around. This nation could be restored. Remember I quoted that scripture last time? When the righteous are in power, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. That's why it's a lot of mourning going on in this country. Look at the stuff that just happened in Orlando. My condolences, by the way. My condolences, by the way. That's why. Oh, Lord. I don't know what's going on, but I speak peace over the situation. In Jesus' name. I'm pretty sure God don't want us using Matthew 24 when he was talking about the end times to declare doom on this nation and to quit and throw in the towel. I am just baffled by the people of God that are just throwing in the towel on this election. Listen, we send missionaries and people to foreign countries and we preach and declare that those nations can come to God and be restored. Why can't you believe that for your own nation? Why can't you believe that for this nation? God can turn this nation around. You look in the Old Testament where God restored Israel. God can restore whole nations if the right people step up and do their job. Okay? And you see Donald Trump, and it is getting messy. I agree that this is one of the most ratchet elections I have ever seen, and it's because there's so much wicked people that are in power, and Donald Trump realized that, and he's fighting. So you see a lot of fighting going on because this is a war. This means war. This means war. I believe when we got to do more than just pray as the church. It's time to act. When people start to try to take our freedom comes with a price. Came with the price. Men and women laid down their lives for this country. Freedom comes with a price. With great freedom comes great responsibility. And it's our responsibility as the American people and as Christians to vote in this election. God is taking notes. He is taking notes. And a lot of people Christians are not voting for Donald Trump because they have a personal problem, whatever. They see his flaws or whatever. But I think Christians forget. Sometimes you can walk with God for so long that you forget where he brought you from. And you forget where you was at when you was in sin and when you didn't know. You forget. And I think we lose compassion sometimes. That's a lack of compassion on the church's part. And I'm calling you out. But God, one of the things that I'm going to end with this, one of the things I love about God is that he don't just see you where you're at. He sees you where you're going to be. And he don't reject people based off of their condition or shun people or, you know what I'm saying? Like, he don't do that. That's the type of God that I serve. I'm so glad that he didn't reject me or, do away with me because of my condition or whatever. And Christians need to have more compassion on Donald Trump, because I see a lot of hate coming from Christians. Remember, the same measure of judgment that you use is the same type of mercy that God is going to use on you to judge. Just think about that. But no, there is a lot of note that there is a lot of fighting going on in this election, because Donald Trump knows that if he don't win this election, the country is gone. He knows. Wake up, church. Wake up, oh sleeping church. Y'all be blessed.